If your daily looks something like this is a 2004 Toyota Highlander. There's going to be three things with it that you know is going to be true. Number one, it's paid for. High five, that's an awesome job. Number two, they don't make them like this anymore. They made these old Toyotas and really any other car to be bulletproof back in the early 2000s, and now they're nowhere near that. Number three, your check engine light's probably on, so you're going to need a good scanner to figure that out. Now if you have something like this, an old code reader, you're going to be able to read the codes on there, but it's not going to give you much more, and you're really not going to be able to figure out what's actually wrong with the car unless you're just guessing. So what you need is a professional scan tool, except these things are overkill for an older car like this. Now this scanner is meeting in the middle. It's made by ThinkCar. It scans up to 4 modules, has bidirectional control, and it doesn't do much more than that. So you're not paying for all the stuff you don't need. You're just getting professional results on the stuff that you do need. So we're going to test that out. We're going to take this over to the Corolla. It's got a few problems with it, and we're going to scan it with the big professional tool, and then we're going to scan it with this to see what the difference is and if paying $1,000 extra is actually worth the money. My guess is no, but we're going to find out. To show you what I mean, we're going to be working on a 2004 Corolla. Now I'm going to work on it first with a full function scanner. That's this one here. Price tag on this one's about $1,200. It can do all the things. We'll see how many things there are to do on this Corolla. Okay, it's got intelligent diagnosis, but we can't do intelligent, so we're just going to go here to local, and then we're going to go to Asian and Toyota. Hit the OK button, and of course the firmware is updating, so we gotta wait for that. All right, it's reading the VIN. It's got the circle. There we go. It knows it's a Corolla. It's got an automatic transmission. Let's hit OK. Okay, now check this out. It shows that we've got 4 modules on there. We've got ABS, ECM, SRS, and immobilizer. Now this EOBD, that's just generic. So that's not something we're worried about. That's what your little code readers, the $5 code readers you get at a parts store, that's your EOBD. Now it's scanning the ECM. It should have the same codes as EOBD. It's got 6. ABS has got nothing in it. SRS, that's your airbags. It's got 3 airbag codes in there and a immobilizer screen. So let's look at the ECM. We've got, okay, it's really just 2 codes, but history, current, and pending. And I'm sure the EOBD is going to show the same ones. 2 codes, but one is pending and one is current. Okay, and then real quick, we'll look at the airbag. It's got a driver squib short and open. So that's in the steering wheel. That's the driver squib. Not really worried about that. Now what I want to do is compare this complete scan to the ThinkCar to see what the ThinkCar can see compared to this. They designed this ThinkScan 662 for serious do-it-yourselfers because it gives you access to professional features like bidirectional control. That's going to be your engine, transmission, anti-lock brakes, and airbags. Plus they've loaded it up with 12 maintenance resets, which you need for any car, including electronic parking brake. This tool's got a battery that's big enough to last an entire 8-hour shift before you have to charge it. You can navigate the tool using the 6-inch touchscreen, or if you're wearing gloves, you can use the clicky buttons that are on the side. This tool comes packed with up-to-date software for over 140 different car brands from 1996 to current, plus they keep it packed with the latest information and capabilities with monthly updates without a subscription. ThinkCar stays on budget by leaving out some of the fancy features that other tools have, like a Bluetooth dongle. This one's wired, so you gotta stay corded to the OBD2 port. The back of the tool is also missing a kickstand. They're nice to have, but this is trying to stay on budget. Okay, here's the ThinkCar. It's all booted up. Let's go ahead and plug it in and see how fast we can do a scan on this thing. There we go. Now one thing that you'll notice, it's got a cord on here. It doesn't have Bluetooth like the other one, and that's okay, but it's going to make it a little bit limited. We're going to be staying closer to the port than we were with the launch, but that's all right. Failed to read VIN. Okay, select make. And I knew that was going to happen. Did the same thing with that other tool. It wouldn't automatically read it. You got to go through Toyota. Should work now. All right, 16 pin. basically asking the same questions as it did with the other tool. It's probably got the same or similar software in it. So really right now it's looking pretty pro. Let's see what it looks like. You can see these are the same questions here also. See how fast it scans. I want to compare that to the other one. Look at that. Way faster. That's pretty cool. We didn't speed it up or anything. That's how fast it was. Let's do a health report. That's going to scan every module in the car that it can see. Now remember, this one is limited. It's got 4, I believe. It can look at 4 modules, but you saw that this car only has 4 modules, so that's pretty cool. It's all right. So we've got ECM is done. We've got the fault codes there. We've got EOBD, the 4 there, the 6 in the ECM, 3 in the SRS, and nothing in the ABS. It does not have a mobilizer. So there's one module in this car that we can't read. That's immobilizer, so we can't make a new key for this car or anything like that, which is fine. I just want to look at the check engine light. So we're going to go in ECM. Now we saw it still had the same fault codes as the other one did. So let's go ahead and read data stream on this one. We're going to go ahead and look at the same oxygen sensor that we saw before. On the other tool, we're going to compare what we see with this one. O2 sensor, bank 1, sensor 2. Okay. There it is, and we can graph it. All right, we got the same thing, 0 volts. Let's go ahead and start it. Now the oxygen sensor is warmed up a little bit from the last time we started it, but it still needs to warm up again. They need to get real hot before they'll read anything. Give it some gas. All right, there we got a spike. And there it goes again. The same data, pretty much the same graph. The only difference here is it's on a smaller screen. All right, so that's giving us the same data as the bigger tool. Let's go ahead and see if we can control things on the car like the bigger tool can. So let's go back out of here. And we are going to actuation test. I'm going to turn off the car, turn the key back on. And we're going to open the hood. I'm going to leave the scanner inside the car here, but we're going to open the hood and I want to see if I can do a few things under here that you can see. You can see the alternator is there, and underneath that is the AC compressor. I'm going to put the microphone right there, and we're going to see if we can hear that come on as I control it. All right, we've got AC magnetic clutch relay, so we're going into that. I don't care about data. And let's go ahead and turn it on. And that's off. One more time, on and off. So it controls the fan and the clutch. I heard both of them working. So far, this is doing everything that Pro tool can do. All right, we've got a fuel cap here. I've got a microphone on there. Hope that didn't hurt your ears. I want to see if you can hear the fuel pump as I turn it on. Okay, we're going to back out of this active test, and then we're going to go to fuel pump. There it is, fuel pump. Let's turn it on and see if you can hear it. There it is. I can hear it. I hope you can too. And there's on again. I think having a little 7-inch screen, maybe it's a 6-inch screen instead of the 12-inch screen on that one. There's a difference there, but I don't have any problem with being able to read that. And you can do everything that a professional can do with a $1,200 tool, and you're coming in at around $200 for this thing. And by the way, if your wife drives a brand new Honda Odyssey or a 2022 Toyota Sequoia, don't worry, this still has maintenance functions for that also. It actually will scan your engine and transmission, SRS, and ABS on those newer vehicles too, but it doesn't have all the other stuff. So you can't actually do a complete repair on it, but what you can do is maintenance. So electronic parking brake, it's covered. And you can see right here, you can go into maintenance, into electronic parking brake and see what the vehicle coverage is. And it's got hundreds of vehicles in there that this will cover. So you can work on your whip and your wife's nice new car. Well, Christmas is coming soon, so if you want to buy a good gift for a do-it-yourselfer that you know who drives an older car like this one, I think this would be a great time to pick this up. You'll probably be able to get it for about 200 bucks or so. Link is down in the description, so click on that. Also, if you want to know 4 things that a scanner cannot do, even that big professional one over there, click on this video here. I will show you the 4 things that none of them can do, and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.